All right, let's take a quick snapshot of the world as it stands on March 14th, 2026. Today, we're going to connect the dots between some pretty major events. Think rising military tensions, your next flight, a crazy heat wave, and even a massive cause for celebration. It's a day full of contrasts, so let's just dive right in.
So you might be thinking, what does a conflict happening thousands of miles away really have to do with me? Well, as we're about to see, these things create a ripple effect. And that ripple can touch everything from how much your next vacation costs to the stability of the entire global economy. Today's news is a perfect example of just how tangled up and interconnected our world really is.
So here's our game plan for today. We're going to start right in the middle of the conflict in West Asia. Then we'll follow the economic shockwaves it's already sending out. After that, we'll switch gears to a serious climate warning, then lighten things up with a huge win in the world of sports, and we'll finish by seeing how culture still brings people together, even in the middle of all this chaos.
Okay, first up, the story that's really setting the tone for everything else today. We're talking about a very dangerous escalation in the long-running conflict between the United States and Iran.
So things really kicked off when the U.S. launched airstrikes on Karg Island, which is a huge deal because it's a major oil hub for Iran. The U.S. says this was a response to Iran interfering with shipping in the Strait of Hormuz, which is a critical waterway. Now, both sides are moving more military forces into the area. Iran is warning of retaliation, and, the fear of this whole thing spiraling into a bigger war is very, very real.
In the world of geopolitics, there's a fancy term for this: strategic escalation. But honestly, let's just cut through the jargon. As the source material puts it, it basically means it's a super high-stakes situation where absolutely everyone is just crossing their fingers and hoping things don't get any worse. It's a very tense waiting game.
Right, so this conflict isn't just happening in a bubble over there. It's already sending out major shockwaves through the global economy. And one of the very first places we're seeing the impact is in the airline industry.
And the problem is actually pretty simple. When tensions get this high, the airspace above a region can become unsafe, or it gets closed down completely. That basically throws a giant wrench into airline operations, forcing them to make huge changes that affect, well, pretty much everyone who travels.
And this isn't just some abstract problem. If you're a traveler in India, this means Air India and Indigo are already canceling and rescheduling dozens of flights. Huge international hubs like Dubai are running on limited schedules. And the airlines? They're getting hammered by rising costs, so now they're asking the government for help just to manage.
And just look at this. It really shows you the logistical nightmare they're dealing with. The normal direct flight path right over West Asia? For a lot of flights, that's a no-go zone now. So instead, they're being forced to take these massive detours, some flying way, way down and around Africa. And what does that mean? A lot more fuel, much longer flights, and you guessed it, higher costs for everybody.
Now, while all eyes are on the skies over West Asia, there's a totally different crisis brewing on the ground in India. We're going to shift our focus now to a pretty alarming environmental story that's happening at the exact same time. It's a story about a guest that showed up way too early: summer.
So what's going on here? Well, scientists are pointing to a really worrying trend. You see, normally there's this weather pattern called La Niña that acts kind of like a global air conditioner, right? Its cooling effects help keep temperatures in check. But the problem is, that whole system is getting weaker because of climate change. And the result? Winters are getting shorter, and a really dangerous heat wave is showing up way ahead of schedule.
I think this quote from one of our sources just sums it up perfectly. It feels sudden, it feels abrupt, and it feels totally unwelcome. Yeah, without waiting for an invitation, really hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It just shows you how quickly our normal seasons are getting thrown out of whack.
And look, the data absolutely confirms this isn't just a feeling. As you can see in this chart, temperatures across northwest India are already soaring way above the normal average for this time of year. Because of this, the India Meteorological Department is now getting ready for even more intense heat waves in the months to come.
But even with all these heavy headlines, there are still moments of pure celebration. And in India today, one of those bright spots is coming from the world of cricket, and it's delivering a much-needed dose of national pride. It's official. The Board of Control for Cricket in India has announced that it's going to honor the national team for their absolutely incredible, historic win in the T20 World Cup. I mean, this is a huge moment, recognizing a performance that was truly one for the history books. So the big celebration is going to happen at the Naaman Awards. The entire championship team, led by their captain, Suryakumar Yadav, is going to be honored. Plus, other amazing performers like Shubman Gill and Smriti Mandhana are also going to get the recognition they deserve. All right, for our last story of the day, we're going to look at how people find connection and community even when the world feels kind of turbulent. It's a great reminder that behind all the big, scary headlines, the everyday pulse of culture just keeps on beating.
Over in New Delhi, the Odisha Parba Festival has just kicked off. And it's this really vibrant, exciting event that's all about bringing the rich heritage of the state of Odisha right into the heart of the nation's capital.
And this is way more than just an exhibition. It's a full-on sensory experience. The festival has got everything. We're talking intricate traditional art, absolutely captivating music, and of course, the incredible flavors of Odia food. It's just a chance for people to really connect with the state's deep and vibrant culture.
And this really gets to the core of it, doesn't it? It's just this powerful reminder that while the big headlines are so often about conflict and crisis, that fundamental human need to just get together, to celebrate culture, to share music and food, that's a constant. It's an essential part of life that never goes away.
So, there you have it. From a conflict that can ground an entire airplane, to a climate that shows up uninvited, to a historic victory and a festival that bring people together, that's our world today. All these stories, they're connected in ways we don't always see at first. So the question isn't just about being ready for a test tomorrow, it's about being ready to navigate the complex, tangled up world we all live in. Thanks for joining me.